Look at her. Blair St. Clair.
Oh.
I declare.
Now, you knew her before Drag Race.
I did. I started drag in Indianapolis, and I was in Indianapolis until about 7 months until I went to Drag Race. I only moved to Chicago, then got on Drag Race. So I did drag in Indianapolis. She came on the scene after me, and she was a talented girl. She's nothing like the little girl that I knew in Indianapolis. Like now, she's truly grown up.
What was she like then?
Indianapolis was known as the pageantry boot camp. So we all, like, they pump it into you. She won Miss Gay Indiana, a title that I got first runner up to like 2 or 3 times, you know. But she was fortunate to win because I didn't do the pageant that year. She would have won or I would have got first runner up, you know, we don't know. But Blair did like pop music, splits, and dance. And now, like after that, she like, during her reign as Miss Gay Indiana, she branded herself to be like a Broadway baby, and then got on the show as a Broadway baby. So it's kind of like when I say to queens all the time, I was like, you know, they say all drag is valid. That may have some truth to it, but all drag ain't marketable. And so she knew in Indianapolis, you got the twirl, kit, split, you know, to make the money and to get the bookings, and that's what she did. And so, like, I'm glad that she's living like her full dream now.
What do you think of her run on All Stars so far?
Her run on All Stars has been good, but she's just been in the back. She's a quiet girl. I was hoping like that, you know, she was gonna really beast mode and come out her shell, you know. I think her runways have been a choice. There's a certain thing of being innovative, but there's a certain thing of just going way past the innovation mark. And I think her runways have been going way past the innovation marks, like the skin, and she chose to be pink, which is okay, but the creative thing is to, you know, show your skin and be beautiful in it.
Right.
Or even like the camouflage, and she came out, I guess, as a tree.
Yeah.
So that was like really weird to me, but that's just my opinion.
All right. It's a boot from
It's a boot from
Silky.
It wasn't a boot, maybe a moot. It was just like
A moot.
yeah, just like, yeah.
A mood. She felt it in her mode.
Okay, look at her. Oh, Iggy Azalea. Now, right after Drag Race, you did a big show with her. I remember that. I watched
I did 3.
3 of them?
I
Tell me
opened-
about Iggy and you.
I opened for Iggy 3 times last year for her shows. Once in New York, once in San Francisco, and once in Sao Paulo, Brazil.
Wow, the Brazil show, sweetie.
Yes.
That's the gig.
No, it was not the gig.
No?
I'm convinced that I got coronavirus there before everybody knew what coronavirus was.
Ooh.
I am convinced. I had gotten terribly ill
Really?
after the gig, and I stayed awake for 3 days because I thought that I was gonna die. And I was like, my mama, I don't need her trying to find my body. Like,
Oh, no.
I stayed awake for 3 days, but I was ill like everybody was, like harder breathing, like sweats. I had everything. And I went and saw 3 doctors after. I went and saw a doctor in Brazil, and they was just like, you have a cold. And I went and saw another doctor. They was like, you have food poisoning. And I saw another one. They was like, you got a respiratory infection that I've never seen before.
Wow.
So, she was a good girl. Iggy's a really good girl. Like, I think she appreciates my entertainment value.
Yeah.
Because each performance, I brought something completely different. In New York, I had backup dancers and everything. And San Francisco, I did a Whitney Houston medley in a gown and big ruffle coat, and she loved like that old school drag. She was like, it was so different. But she was like, I still had the audience intrigued. People know talent and they see it, and I think she saw it in me. I always challenged her on the mic. And other artists, major artists, like, don't use drag queens just for your personal gain. When we have issues, I need you to be on the forefront speaking up about it, and beyond Pride Month. So that was one of the things that I always spoke up on. And I'm glad that she did that, that she invited us to perform, and some girls with her music videos, and, you know, yeah.
Yeah, I mean, you did that. You got the best gig, in my opinion. Opening for the huge crowd, that seems like it was fun.
It was fun because when I went to Brazil, she was like kind of gagged. I had more gifts I took home more gifts from the fans. Like, she did a meet and greet. I wasn't even a part of her meet and greet. And the fans were giving me gifts. And she was like, what is this going on? She was like, you got more stuff than I got. They're really here for you. And I was like,
Look at her. The winner.
Evie Oddly.
Evie Oddly.
There's a few things I want to say about her. I love Evie to this day. To clear up everything, because people just think they seen the show. This show was 2 years ago.
Right.
Me and Evie fought on the show, but literally the next day when we was riding home, me and Evie, it was like 9:30 in the morning. We was at the airport. Me and Evie went to have cocktails at a bar. And we sat down and hashed out everything over tequila shots. And we hashed out everything. And it was just really a misunderstanding from being tired between us. And, you know, we both was trying to show our art and wanted the other to see. And it was just a whole bunch of different things. But it's one thing that I have to address, because like with the fandom, everybody said that I was mean for not talking to her, like when she was speaking to me. And I just want to say to everybody, when you don't fuck with somebody, you don't fuck with them. And I was in a competition, and I didn't fuck with her. So a lot of you are out there being fake and phony, and you say you forgiving people, but you really don't, and you hold a grudge towards them. Why was I supposed to do that? For TV? Why was I supposed to, like, you know, because everybody say you was mean to Evie. I was like, when was I mean to her? She rated the dog shit out of me. You don't get the opportunity to go off for me and then say you apologize, and I'm supposed to, like, we're in a competition setting. And so when I didn't fuck with her on the TV show, she was trying to give me that apology. I didn't even have to acknowledge her, because in my mind, like, to win this competition, I need you to be over there. So don't talk to me, don't speak to me. I ain't got to acknowledge you. If we got to work together, we'll work together. But that's what my thinking was and my thought process was. Nothing about me is fake and phony. And, you know, a lot of people talking about I was wrong for that, but how was I supposed to be wrong for not speaking to her when she read the dog shit out of me?